Howdy there, beautiful people. It's Spencer Wood, the real estate cowboy. As always, I got Chili and Stump with me. We are excited to be up here in the Kingman Township, about 40 minutes north of Lincoln, Maine, about an hour and a half northeast of Bangor, Maine, and the International Airport. We got a really awesome property to show you guys today. We're standing on Route 170 here, obviously paved, maintained year-round. We got power above. We got plenty of cell phone service, which is rare out here. So that's a nice add to this property. But we're going to be looking at 60 acres here. We got about 450 feet of road frontage. We got 1,700 plus feet of stream frontage on Molunkus stream. I'll have to double check that in a minute. And then we got a beaver pond about midway back there. Some other cool features. There's actually a drilled well on the property here that we're going to show you. There's remnants of an old house that apparently a very long time ago burnt down. So there's a septic here and there's a drilled well. We'll show you that. We'll get out into the woods. We'll show you some of the beaver pond. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys today. Let's start the tour. Alrighty, we just came off of Route 170. There's a rough driveway. Like I said, there used to be a year-round full-time house out here back in the day. The remnants of that being the well, the septic and stuff are still here. So we'll show you this well here in a second, but already a rough driveway in. All it would take was a little bit of elbow grease to kind of clean up the shrubbery and stuff that's on it. We had enough to pull right off the road, no problem there. We'll continue on over here. We'll show you this, this drilled well, which is actually about 6 feet below. Back in the day, to kind of get below the permafrost layer, make sure that nothing had any problems, they actually would put these wells essentially 6 feet down. But you can see here, we got a drilled well ready to rock and roll with the, there's electric down in there. Here, I'll sneak by so you guys can look down there. But looks to be like it's in great shape. I would say, you get some electric. You try that thing out, see if the pump gets going again, but it's a really big benefit. Up here, you can be looking at anywhere from maybe $10,000 to $14,000 for a well these days. So to have that on there, if that's running well, the quality passes, then that's a big benefit. We're gonna keep kind of walking through here. You can see these old, not old, but these perennial flowers from when the house was here. So a little bit of gardening and weeding and cleaning things up. You're gonna have some flowers that have been here for way longer than you will have been already on the property, ready to kind of greet you when you come up here. As we roll into the back, you'll start noticing this is essentially where the house was. Looks like there's an old septic PVC pipe and stuff right here. I believe what I'm standing on is actually the septic and the old leach field from the way that it kind of presents itself with that PVC. You can see that there's a little space here already cleared, little field essentially, if you will. You get rid of some of these trees right here and you got yourself already a rock and roll, ready to go building site. So we're standing out in that little field area here. If we pan to the left, actually, we'll show you if you can see my silver truck through the trees there. That's essentially where that little rough driveway is. So you can imagine kind of coming off the road past my truck and essentially wrap around right to where we're standing here in this nice cleared out area, which you could tap into this old septic and well. This is actually, the 60 acres is 2 lots combined. So we're actually looking at lots 20.11 and 20.03, totaling 60 acres. We have $323 a year in annual property taxes, and the property is not in tree growth. So if you wanted to clear a 5 acre or 10 acre field out here, put some food plots in, or build, another house or two, or a couple different camps, you can do that without having to worry about paying any penalties to take things out of tree growth. For those of you that want those property taxes even cheaper, you could easily submit 10 plus acres of this 60 into the tree growth program and receive that tax benefit, lowering your taxes even a little bit more. But alrighty, folks, we're walking down an old overgrown trail now that leads out to essentially the beaver pond and the stream. The top of the property there where the driveway is the building lot, we're sitting at about 375 feet of elevation. As you can see where I'm standing right now, it drops pretty quick as you come off of here. It actually is, to get to the stream, we're gonna go down to about 250 feet or so in elevation. So we're losing a little over 100 feet of elevation on our way down here. It's a nice gradual slant, no problem at all walking and going up and down it, but you know, it's a nice little hill here. I think if you did a good job clearing some trees, you'd have an amazing sledding hill out here. Just thinking as winter's approaching us. Quite a few mature trees out here, a little bit more than I was expecting. A stronger mixed forest. There's a lot of white birch that I'm looking at. There's actually a good amount of maple and oak that's out here. Chili's eating crab apples, so there's quite a few apples that we're seeing. So we're walking back here to the pond and the stream. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am walking on a really nice game trail right now. For those of you really interested in, you know, the recreational opportunities of hunting and riding four-wheelers and stuff like that, Kingman is going to be a great place, and this property is showing super strong signs of having a lot of wildlife out here, as it should, with the amount of forest and then the, you know, the wetland beaver pond area with the stream and all that. You're starting to see a lot of cedar trees out here. This is an unorganized territory, so there's no municipalities. You're going to go to, you know, a grocery store, hospital, something of that nature. More than likely going to be going down to Lincoln, Maine, which has a little hospital, has Walmart, that sort of stuff. But from where we are right here, you're only about 45 minutes or so away from the Canadian border and the crossings there. So if you were looking to go up to Holton, you're about an hour. You know, going down to Lincoln, you're about 45 minutes. And then a couple other the border crossings over on the other side of Danforth and kind of going down towards Calais are trickled in there. So we'll keep walking out towards the pond here, and we'll see what we find on the way. We're getting closer to the beaver pond area. You can start to see things are getting wetter. You're seeing the ferns. You're seeing more of that like root system from these cedar trees and stuff being shown. So this wetland right here, on the other side of this, probably another 200, 300 feet out, it's going to open up more into that beaver pond area. And then on the other side of that is going to be Molunkus Stream, which you have 1,700 feet of the frontage out there. We're going to divert, see if we can find another way through this section of the kind of wetland area. Alrighty, so I'm going to probably beat this one to death here, but seeing a lot of game sign out here. There's actually some moose tracks coming through right here. You can see nice big prints coming down through. It looks like a really nice sized moose, actually. Seeing a lot of deer tracks. Well, the trails out here are significant. So with this sort of wetland and, you know, that sort of bedding area and things that are available out here, I think this is really going to be a trophy whitetail property. Pretty fun to see all this sign. I'm hoping one day that we come across a shed in one of these videos. I don't think there's been any logging on this property for a couple decades at least. Pretty diverse species. I mean, as you can see, there's a lot of spruce, a lot of fir. It goes into maple and oak. There's some stuff that is looking really big and mature. It could probably stand to be thinned out to let some of these hardwood and more valuable pine grow up tall. A little bit of time and effort, and you'd be able to reclaim this as like a really nice trail for a four-wheeler or horse walking. Or just like a trail to get to one of your deer stands out here. And I'm sure, you know, you spend a little bit of time out here and you'll end up finding a really clean, easy path to the back of the property and to the stream out there. Just wanted to show you guys, things are pretty well marked. I found one of the pins on this left side up on the road there. Couldn't find the other one on the right side, but seemed to have a pretty good idea of exactly where it is. So there are pins in the ground, there's flagging out in the woods, things are blazed really well. So you're going to be able to, you know, see your boundaries as you're out here walking through the woods. We do not have a paper survey right now. I think this was kind of before the documentation days, if you will, but the landowners have done a good job of flagging everything. Neighbor's property's there. We're on the little finger on the other side. It doesn't have any road frontage. There's about a 1 acre piece owned by somebody else up front there that prevents having any road frontage on this side of the property. So all your frontage, usable frontage, is going to be over here where we started with the driveway and all that. All right, we're back up on Route 170 on our road frontage here. small tear down cabin, shed sort of thing, remnants of a better day. When you look over this direction, we actually have a couple crab apple trees and stuff down here, a lot of apples on the ground. So a little bit of elbow grease around this place, cleaning things up, thinning the woods out, doing some chipping, some mulching, something like that. I mean, this could really look awesome. Alrighty, folks, that's gonna conclude our tour of lot 20.11 and 20.03 for a combined 60 acres of land. Sitting on Route 170 right now, paved, maintained year-round with power, great cell phone service. So for those of you looking for a place to work remotely or be able to take calls and transact business while you're up here recreating or living full-time, you got a great opportunity to do that here. You got 450 feet of road frontage here. You already got a great head start with a drilled well and an old septic that's up there. Not 100% sure about operation or quality of both of those, but the drilled well looks to be in really good condition. I wouldn't be surprised if you're able to use that. $323 a year in annual property taxes, no tree growth program at all. 1,700 feet of stream frontage out back. You got the beaver pond, the wetland right there. Like I said, there's probably about 30 acres. About half of this property is gonna be more of that wetland, beaver pond going out into the stream there. We got an asking price of $50,000. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, share. If you have any questions, reach out directly. I'll be sure to let you know what the scoop is on this one. I don't think it's gonna last long, so make a move when you can. Other than that, we'll see you on down the road. Giddy up.